Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about Fulton and Inoue and their fight being postponed. What's next? Really quick, if you like the videos, please take the time right now to subscribe to the channel. It only takes 1 second. Also, please hit that thumbs up button while you're doing so. It really does help support this channel. Let's get back to this video. So, Inoue, here's the backdrop, apparently, or supposedly. So Inoue complained about basically too many drug tests. You know anything about, drug testing, they can pop up anywhere, anytime, it doesn't matter. You can be on a date, it doesn't matter. They can pop up. And you gotta do what they ask. I don't know whether it's a blood sample or it's peeing in a cup, whatever it is. You gotta do what they ask. That's how this thing works. It's inconvenient. It could be very annoying. And it's as random as it comes because they could come twice in 1 week. So it's as random as it comes, which I can understand the frustration from anyway, I admit, because there's nothing that's going to kill your training session like somebody asking you for some blood or some urine in a cup, so I get it. But after, I guess, so many had happened of the random drug test, days later, up to 2 days later, supposedly, again, Inoue says that he's got an injury, causing the fight to be postponed. The fight is still going to happen. It's just not going to happen when it was supposed to happen. So, it sucks, but this is not Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence breaking down all over again before our eyes or anything like that. So here's basically the gist of things. Some people are questioning if the injury is real or fake. Now, I don't know if the injury is real or fake. I don't see why a guy like Inoue would fake an injury. I don't know what the advantage of faking an injury would be, other than the fact that maybe there is something in his system that he needs gone or something along those lines. As of recently, there have been a lot of guys, like, the most famous of all being Conor Benn, the son of boxing legend Nigel Benn. So I get the concern, and there is a concern because, let's face it, people can die in the ring. If somebody has an advantage, people could die in a ring, and there do need to be the proper steps to make sure that everybody's fighting on an even playing field. No issues about that. I truly support that 150%. Even, let's put it like this, even at this point, if there's cause for suspicion, I think that we need to postpone fights, and I think that drug testing definitely needs to be looked into, even if there's cause for suspicion. All right, it's like a cop stopping you on the road, or saying, "Well, I have probable cause to search." Okay, because you never know. Again, you never know. You never know, and it's better to be safe than to be sorry, and to have a weeping wife and children without a father, and a real taint on the sport. So I'm all for drug testing, and I'm all for, if somebody is giving the appearance of somebody who's fighting dirty or not playing by the rules or not being fair, by all means, get them and get them out of here. So here's my thing. Inoue's never been in this type of situation before. So obviously, in my personal opinion, I think we have to give the benefit of the doubt. It's a crying shame that we have to tell a fighter that they have to. Well, listen, it's not actually. I take that back. On the spot, I take that back. It's not a crying shame that I was going to say would be a crying shame that we have to ask a fighter to show proof of injury. But Jermell Charlo had to show proof of injury, so by means, it's only right. What makes Inoue so special where he doesn't have to show proof of injury? If it truly happened, if you're truly injured. Just like, when you didn't show up for school and you had a note from the doctor saying, "Hey, this kid he's sick, he can't come in." I think it's the same thing. There's a lot of money involved. There's a lot going into that marketing and that promotion, a lot of money to be generated And there's a lot at stake financially. And there's a lot at stake just for the sport in general. So yeah, you need to show if what you're saying is true or not. And I don't necessarily feel like it should be a push from the people, you and myself, the fans. I feel it should be something that should just be sanctioned, with whoever your promotion is, or boxing itself. Let's just be safe. Let's keep these fighters alive. I mean, it's hard enough just having a boxing fight by itself. I mean, the reality is you get punched in the head. That's the reality. That's the nature of the sport. Render the guy unconscious or beat him with points. But how do you gain those points? Punching him in the head for the most part. That's how you get those points. So I don't know. I would say we do have to give the benefit of the doubt as well, though. I think you have to be I think you have to be fair to both sides. I think you have to be fair to both sides. And because now it puts a lot of things on hold. By pausing the fight, let me say it like this. All right, by pausing the fight, there's an opportunity for both fighters to be injured because there's still sparring going on. There's still strength and conditioning going on. So what happens if Fulton gets hurt as well in the process while waiting? Well, then we're definitely going to have an Earl Spence type Terrence Bud Crawford situation going on if Fulton gets hurt. So it's still risky. It's definitely still risky, but this is a he say, she say type of deal. And this is a really tricky thing to work with, only because we're dealing with different nations. We're not on the same time zone, or, like, granted, we have technology, and I totally get that. But at the same time, it's just different to track both guys. I mean, yeah, Inoue is the one claiming that he's injured, and Inoue was the one complaining about the drug testing. But, I mean, this could easily happen to Fulton as well. So I just want it to be fair all the way across, basically. If you're injured, I feel as if you do need to share what exactly you're injured from. And I need maybe a medical person to examine that. And I don't know, once again, because so much money is on the line. And once again, because this is big for boxing. This is big for the sport. So now this event in itself transcends the competitors in that sense. And we're bringing two nations together. I need to see some proof, all right? And maybe I don't know if it's asking too much. Maybe we can get some outside source to be the medical person to check to see if, what you're claiming is true. I don't know, get somebody from Germany. I don't know. It's like that dude's neutral. Get him from Germany. I don't know. And just be like, hey, go check his hand out, or go check his ankle out, or whatever the heck is wrong. Go check that out. And then you report back. And how long do you think this is going to be? But it is a little suspect. I mean, if you're saying that, you're getting all these random drug tests one day, and then the next day out of the blue, you're like, listen, I'm injured. Does it look suspect? Yes, the timing is definitely not a great look for Inoue. It isn't. It isn't. And we have to be fair, and I mentioned him earlier, the same way everybody and their mother was pressing Jermell Charlo, we need to ask some proof of injury from Inoue. Let's just be fair across the board. This fight affects a lot of people, and I think this fight would be, I don't necessarily want to say it's the gateway, but I think because of the magnitude of the fight and the size of the fight, I think it would really be the gateway between two nations. And, because everybody says, oh, I'm the champion of the world. Yeah, but you don't fight everybody in the world. You fight everybody in America, or you fight everybody in Japan, or, you know what I'm saying? So, you can't really say you're the best in the world. You're the best in your region. That's fair. You're the best in your region, or you're the best between this country and that country. Because nobody ever talks about this country. This country was not invited to the party. So I just want to say, you know, like I think it's safest if we can get some proof of injury. And if you get proof of injury, I think then we can know the time in which we are talking. You know, and what does that mean for both competitors? Obviously, you know, Inoue can't train at, you know, top capacity. So what does that mean? Does that mean that Fulton takes a little hiatus? No, I don't think he should. I think he should still train. I just, you know, I would pull back on the strength and conditioning. I wouldn't do any of that, but I would definitely still train in the same way I was training, and I would really drill my game plans, because now I feel like anyways I'm not necessarily saying he's at a disadvantage, but again, if this is true, because I don't know, I'm not there, I don't know Inoue personally. He doesn't strike me as somebody who would be a liar, though. I would definitely say that. There's nothing about him that strikes me as that. But again, because of that timing, you know, that period in which you claim you got the injury and you claimed you didn't like all the drug testing, that's what's messing everything up. But I don't know. I don't know. How does that affect things? Like I said, for Fulton, it doesn't do anything. It just makes him more anxious, and I suppose he's going to fine-tune his weaponry and his game plan. Now, what does that do for Inoue if he is actually, you know, injured and he can't train to his top ability? Well, he still has his game plan, and there's still things you can do. So I don't know if your left hand is broken, work your right. Work your right. You know, if your ankles is sore, you know, or maybe you can't stand up for, you know, a full hour. Okay, well, you can still hit some mitts or something like that. There's something that you can do. However, you're not going to be training at capacity. So that's why I want to know exactly what is going on and what's the time frame. Because once you get that, then you can really determine what's going to happen in the interim. Should Fulton fight somebody else in the meantime? You see what I mean? So, like, we need to know all these details, but we also, before I let this video in, we need proof of injury. I feel like it's only fair and it's only right. We need proof of injury. Fulton was also saying that, but not really saying that, just saying if it would have been him, he felt as if people would demand proof of injury from him. And, you know, if he's a real competitor and he's an honest competitor, he should have no qualms with that. And he would or should feel compelled to give that. I don't see anything wrong with that. So I just want to see some proof of injury, and then we can go on from how long this is going to take. If you like the videos, please like, please share, please subscribe to the channel. Drop your thoughts down below. I want to know what you think about this. Do you think it's a severe injury? Do you think it's going to be like a full-on, we are pushing this thing way out? Maybe next year. I don't know. What do you think? Drop your thoughts down below. How do you think that affects the fight? How do you think that affects the fighters psychologically? Drop your thoughts down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.